Hello, it is I, your very own boy, Nixie Brassflower, and I decided that I wanted to play some AI Dungeon, because why not? I've heard some funny stories about this, and I wanted to see for myself. So, that, and I'm like a massive, like, roleplay addict, so, I decided, let's see what this has to offer for us. And I decided to check this world because it sounded pretty cool, and it pleased my inner 14-year-old edgelords. So let's see what the description has to say for us. Gorgon is the dark and dangerous world of the undead. It's a world of monsters, swollen with endless armies of the undead repetition, where flesh-eating ghouls rule the world, and all living creatures are at their mercy. So, I'm going to... I went for this first name because I think it's funny. Ye Olde. See, there you go. It's a fantasy setting. It's like, usually I would choose like another option because humans would be pretty boring, but I like to be at the mercy of people. So, let's see. Class, I decided that I wanted to go with Thief, and starting location, Decoder, because I've already read all of this stuff before. Morn, because there's like a human town there. Start game. Let's see. Ah, yes. Gorgus has been under complete control of the Lich King for many years, but recently it has been heard, I think, that a secret rebellion is forming within the kingdom. You are Ye Olde Nixie, a male human thief who lives in Morn, a small hamlet in the kingdom of Decoder. You were once a traveler, just like the other guests that stop at the inn, but you were killed by an undead monster one night, and the innkeeper resurrected you as a zombie. Since then, you've stayed in the town to try and help travelers who stop at the inn. Your undead state hasn't stopped you from aspiring to be a real thief, though, and on the side, you pilfer any valuables that come your way. What do you do? To prove once and for all that you're a good thief, you go to the tavern and ask the bartender if you can get some strong drinks. You walk into the tavern and through the smoke-filled air, trying to breathe through your mouth. Okay. You walk past all the drunk bandits and undead that are already there and head towards the bar. Say? I promise that this is relevant to proving that I'm a good thief. Because, if I can do it absolutely shit-faced, I can do it sober, too. Some of your strongest drinks, please. I want to get absolutely wasted. The bartender gives you a strange look, but he mixes some drinks all the same. You down several of these in quick succession. Let's do something. You get drunk and leave the tavern, deciding that you will steal that which has never been stolen before, the Lich King's crown. You stumble out of the tavern and fight that the night is still young. You wander around the village, drinking from bottles and caskets until eventually dawn arrives. That had nothing to do with me deciding to steal the Lich King's crown. What do? You leave town and embark on a journey to steal something from the Lich King. You set off to the small village of Larswood. You know it well, as you visited it many times to fence stolen items, as well as raiding the poorer folk there for valuables. You take a quick rest here and continue on your journey. You awaken in Larswood village, which is much better off than it once was. The people are dressed in fine clothing, and there are a large amount of merchants and tradesmen amongst them. You steal some small, valuable objects on your way out of Larswood, hoping to sell them in the next village you visit. You walk out of town with a few valuable objects in your hand. Since you're undead, nobody in the town pays you any mind as you wander off with your booty. Oh, do I wander off with my booty? You know what? I know that what they mean is treasure, but I'm going to take it differently. To the next. Game, what you did here was a mistake. You should have not used that word. You move to the next sound over, your thick booty jiggling with every step you take as you go. Once you reach the next village, you pause to count your money. You have the village's bustling community of people. You're not going to address, like, the thick ass of my character? Okay, fine, game. Have it your way. We'll completely desexualize this. Uh-huh. I have nothing. I'm broke. Go to... We were playing this straight. We were. Those days are gone. You go to the nearest pawn shop and sell the valuable items you have. You enter the pawn shop and ask to see a certain silver cup that you remember getting from one of the richer residents of Larswood. Uh-huh. Alright, let's say something. You say, how much for all this stuff? The pawn shop owner holds you some valuables and then looks at you. Training the AI. Okay, so I need to choose what options I want. The pawn shop owner nods and you stuff your gold... wait. You say, the hell does that mean? I want to get paid in gold, not other valuables. The pawn shop owner nods and your stuff is sold to him. He gives you solid, non-valuable coins in exchange, and you notice he has a silver pistol by his side as he does so. I'm going for the silver pistol. Let's do it. I want a gun. He gives you solid, non-valuable coins. I want to do something. I so hope this works. I so hope this works. You walk out of the shop with your pockets bulging, as well as your new pistol. wait. I need to actually read the last line. Wait. You leave with the coins in hand, quietly taking the pawn shop owner's gun with you on the way out. You walk out of the shop with your pockets bulging, as well as your new pistol. You walk off into the forest, finding a secluded spot to spend your newfound riches. I don't want to spend my riches. These are just there so that I won't get caught with my pants down and no money. Oh wait, maybe I should spend my riches on ammo. I swear, I'm just going to waltz up to the Lich King and bust a cap in his head. You spend some of your money on ammunition for your new gun. You spend the rest of your money on more gunpowder and bullets, as well as some lockpicks and a dagger. You can carry this new equipment around with you. As you carry this new equipment around with you, your coin pouch becomes impossibly heavy. Let's see. Is this gonna be a thing? I know that the Lich King is a figure in lore, but I don't know to what degree. I don't know to what degree the game would like me killing him. You disregard the weight of your coin pouch and continue your journey towards the Lich King's stronghold. Oh, fuck yeah. You arrive at the gates of the capital city of Gorgon. The city is littered with corpses, both undead and normal. The gates are closed, and the castle seems like it's in mourning. You climb over the walls to get inside the city. You scale the stone walls of the castle, which comes easy for you. You're used to lording it over your subjects, after all. Lording what? The walls? Is this my castle? Question... You question if this castle belongs to you and if you have subjects. You draw near the castle gate and notice that the walls are filled with the bodies of the soldiers. They have all been hacked to bits in an apparent failed attempt to take the castle. I'm just wordlessly going around. You climb over the castle walls and get inside. You move through the bloody castle towards where you hope is the royal chambers. You sneak past the bloody bodies of undead soldiers, still clutching their bloody swords. Alright, you load your gun as you prepare to enter the royal chambers, where you hope the Lich King resides. You enter the bloody royal chambers, where the bodies of several Gorgon knights lie. Their ornate silver armor is all hacked apart, exposing their soft underbellies. You look for clues as to where the Lich King went. You need to steal his crown to prove yourself. As you search the room, you spot a small table against the wall. On this table is a crown, an odd glowing crown sitting in a small box. The box is glowing a faint blue color. You take the box and get the hell out of there. You grab the glowing blue box. A faint scent of brimstone is emitting from it, and a voice in the back of your head whispers to not drop it. Or, you grab the box and back away from the table. You walk a few more steps as the box and table fade into the distance. You decide that this is a good spot to stop checking for lingering monsters. I'm going for the first. Careful not to drop the box, you search for a way out of the castle. You back out of the castle. You spot a small trapdoor leading to a ladder, which descends into the forest below. You climb down the ladder and into a dark, quiet forest. What? You begin to descend down from the dark ladder. Suddenly, a bright light bursts from the top of the ladder. You can hear yourself scream as you are engulfed in the light. There's nobody here, but I'm talking... There's nobody here in this story, but apparently I'm just, What? Okay, I'm going to save myself out of this. I know, I'm going to pull some anime bullshit power out of my ass, watch. You say, what in the world is this? You begin to fall, screaming in panic, as you know that no matter what, you are going to die. You feel helpless, wishing you had the skills to save yourself. By the power of ass pull. You suddenly remember that you do have the skills to save yourself, and manage to grab onto one of the ladder steps so you don't fall to your death. You continue to scream, but the pain in your fingers forces you to focus. You begin climbing up the step, desperately searching for any knots or projections in the hard wood to help you climb up. You climb down the ladder in such a way that you reach the forest below without dying. You quickly move down the ladder in such a way as to avoid dying from the drop. You quickly find that climbing up led to very little. I didn't climb up, though. Oh, random world event. The Highland Elves have been keeping a secret, and they have been planning on the invasion of Dracoder for decades. New intelligence has now shown that the undead who once ruled over the Highland Elves have been corrupted by something and now serve as slaves to the undead in Dracoder. You reach the forest down at the end of the ladder and find your way through the darkness. You continue to descend through the darkness, but you see nothing. You feel cold wind blowing, but you can't see where it's coming from. You let the cold winds guide you towards the exit. You continue to follow the cold wind, which seems to be getting colder. Suddenly, you feel yourself freeze as deathly cold air blows around you. But I'm undead. I love how it has no idea where I am anymore. It can't figure out where we are. You remember that you're a zombie and that was supposed to be that, but I forgot the T. The cold cannot freeze you to death, for the cold is all you know. Without thought, you raise the lantern in your hands and blow out the light. In the darkness, you walk forward in the cold snow. I need to know where I am. You're wandering in the wilderness for a while. You awaken in the dead of night on the outskirts of a small village. A little to your left is a gun battle. I'm just ignorantly stumbling through here like, yeah, I could kill the Lich King, dude. I can take him. You sneak by unnoticed. You want to save your ammo to kill the Lich King. You continue to walk past the village, passing a few shacks and huts. You see several dead bodies on the ground, obviously part of the village militia who tried to defend against the raiders. You see if their bodies have any valuables on them, and then leave the village behind. You raise your lantern and look at the dead bodies, searching for anything valuable. After looting the bodies, you notice a shambler nearby, sitting up and seemingly paralyzed. You ignore it and leave the village. You continue on into the night. A short time later, you find a more desolate building, a small, ruined farmhouse. Inside, you find several dead bodies, all recent kills by the looks of it. You investigate the bodies to see if you can lay down and sleep here safely. You decide to check the two bodies closest to the fire and see they have some coins, a dagger, and a candle stand on them. Alright, I suppose that's not what we're doing here. You take the coins and leave the building behind. You grab the coins and turn to leave, but a growl comes from the corner of the room. You slowly turn to see a large monster. You shoot it through the head with a gun. You pull out your gun and immediately shoot it in the head, but the gun simply clicks non-fatally. Oh, that's like alright. Wow, that's weird. You say, I'm such a klutz, I forgot to put the magazine in the gun. You try to remember the loading procedure for the gun, and you load it carefully. You look around the room and find some wooden horses. Aha, you think. A trail of bullet holes behind me. Fucking ignore the wooden horses, dude. There's a monster in the room. You say, oh, wait, that's the thing that I say. That's the thing that I say. I forgot that I put it at do. I should have put it at do, whatever. I ignore the wooden horses and shoot the monster with my loaded gun, I say. As you turn back to face the monster, the gun clicks non-fatally once again. As the monster bursts from its former hiding spot and lunges directly at you. As you panic, you shoot it dead. You check to see if it's permanently dead. You look at the monster and notice that it's still breathing. Great, you think. Now I'm gonna have to kill it again. I love how the game's like, you panic and you shoot it dead, but it's not actually dead. What? You shoot the monster through the head again to make sure it dies. Again, you pull out your gun and shoot the monster, but it doesn't go down. In frustration, you throw your gun at the monster, accidentally hitting yourself in the process. The gun impacts the monster, and the silver frame of the gun bursts straight through the monster's head, and it gets stuck in the wall behind it. The monster collapses to the ground and starts twitching violently. You realize that if you don't stop it, it will escape and start chasing you for revenge. Please, stay dead this time, you say as you shoot the monster through the head again. You look over to the left of the gun frame and notice that the silver bullet has expanded inside the head. You reach over it with the silver spike and try to push it back in, but it won't budge. What silver spike? I'm lost. You run out of the room to grab some bandages, alcohol, and a lighter. When you come back, you carefully remove the silver spike from the head of the monster, even though I said I'd leave it stuck in its head. It falls forward, dead on the ground. You say, fucking finally, now let's patch up these wounds of mine. You now have a large hole in your stomach and a silver spike in your body. You sit down and the bartender sets medicine and a glass of whiskey in front of you. How did I get here? Wait, how did I get here? Did I pass out or something? The bartender nods and said, Aye, you did. I found you just outside the pub and, brought you in. A man by the name of Ragnar helped you into the building. You say, thanks. You probably saved my life there. He shakes his head. It was nothing. I'm merely glad I was here to fight you before somebody else did. You grab the glass of whiskey and drink it down in one go. Thanks anyway. You say, am I gonna be okay? I've still got some serious wounds from that fight earlier. The bartender sighs and says, Aye, you're right. I've seen worse come in here with less to survive. He withdraws a cigarette from his pockets and light it with a golden lighter. You say, where are we anyway? The bartender nods to the large map behind him and says apparently nothing. You say, wait, that's great! This is really close to where the Lich King resides, isn't it? Aye, it is. I've been keeping this since from the beginning of time, he says with a wink. You point to a small red dot a few miles to the north and ask, what is that? I guess I need story here. This is a long prompt. That's his castle, that is, the bartender says. You don't want to go there, do you? He asks after a brief moment of silence. I actually do, you reply. I've stolen the Lich King's crown from some castle some ways back, and I want to rub it in his face, you continue. Don't go there. The bartender frowns and says, a lot of people have tried. Most die on the way. It's the safest place in the world if you're smarter than the average bear. How hard can it really be to kill the King of the Undead? You say, I actually am smarter than the average bear, so it should be easy enough, right? Besides, I've got this gun here. You pull out your flintlock and show the bartender. He raises an eyebrow and says... if he doesn't say anything, then I'm gonna have to finish his sentence. Oh, okay. Ghouls from the kingdom of Gorgas have been preying on the weak members of the Light World kingdom, but recently a mysterious unknown magic has been causing them to starve. Alright, let's read that sentence again. You pull out your flintlock and show the bartender. He raises an eyebrow and says, maybe that'll work, but judging by your fight with that standard monster, I'm going to assume you'll die trying, the bartender speaks. That's a magical item in the forest that will help you. You'll have to be quick, though. You only have a few hours. What? You say, then I've got no time to waste. Do you want to join me on my quest for this magic item? That's kind of why I sold the inn to you, he replies. You say, wait, the inn is mine now? He nods. You killed the owner, remember? You put your face in your hands and think for a moment. You don't remember killing the inn's owner. You feel as though something is wrong here. You remember fighting your way through hordes of undead and then collapsing from your wounds. You remember being stabbed through the throat. You shake your head to try and clear the memories. It doesn't help. You say, don't tell me the monster owned the inn. I don't think that would make much sense. He looks confused for a moment and then realizes he's given away too much. Shame, he says. But like I said, there is ghouls in the forest. Don't go that way. I love how we're just there's no sense to half of this, and I adore it. It's great. You say, but that's where the magic item is, right? I need that to kill the Lich King. He sighs and throws a key at you. The item's in the cellar of me old inn behind the wine rack. Take that and go. Thank you, mister, you say as you open the compartment behind the wine rack and take the magic item. You look down at the item in your hands. It's a fine golden flask with an ebony stopper and a silver tube at the end of it. You examine the item to see what it does. You open the silver tube and release a gas that smells like rotten eggs. The gas fills the compartment within seconds, causing you to gag. You close the silver tube and get out of the compartment. You close the tube and take a deep breath of fresh air. You're not sure what exactly that was, but you know that it wasn't good. You get out of the inn and make your way to the Lich King's stronghold. You take a right at the fork in the road and keep walking. You come to a split in the path where three paths converge. You see a black chain across the path. I think that's all I have for today, all the time I have for today. If you enjoyed this, let me know, I suppose, and I'll see if I can continue this story, and after that, I want to try doing stories with other people too. I want to like get some of my friends over and make dumb decisions together. So if that's something that you'd want, then be sure to let me know. And yeah, I shall return to continue this some other time.